7 questions that I was asked on a recent webinar that I gave about brand building. Now, some of these are pretty common questions that I get asked time and time again, so I think this would be really helpful to create a video about me just addressing all of them. Here we go. Is branding worth focusing on when my sales are low? Absolutely. So consistent branding can increase revenue by up to 23%. Brand building isn't just for big companies. It helps early stage startups and even small businesses create trust early on and helps speed up the sales cycle. Number 2, how can a small business challenge industry norms without alienating people? Okay, so part of having a brand point of view in the first place is you have to be willing to accept the implications of having a point of view. And that means that you're going to repel people who really just aren't your customer. And in the beginning, that can be really scary because you feel like you just want to attract as many customers as possible. But the problem is that when you're talking platitudes and slinging your product attributes and such, that's never going to pull in the audience that cares and wants to know more about your brand. Find something about your industry that you can create a core belief about and then lean into that for your brand identity. Should professional services in conservative industries, such as law, try bold branding? Yes, absolutely. In fact, we have worked with more professional service companies on establishing a brand point of view. Bold branding doesn't necessarily mean you have to be super polarizing or brash. Even subtle boldness can differentiate you in traditionally very conservative industries. Number 4, how do I compete with bigger brands that have more resources, read money, than me? You cannot outspend them and thus you need to outbrand them. So in these cases, authenticity, agility, and even personal connection are the things that you have going for you. They're the strengths that you have as a small business. Lean into that. Number 5, what do I do if there are no direct competitors in my industry? I ask this question a lot. And the interesting part is that there are very, very, very rare circumstances where you have virtually no competition. Because think about it, up until now, if people have some kind of solution to the problem that you're addressing, even if it's not exactly like your product, that is your competition. So it may be an indirect competitor, but you still have to change customers' behavior. And not everybody is going to be an early adopter. Not everybody is going to want to change their behavior just to try your product out. Don't let obscurity be your competitor, is what I'm saying. Focus on making your brand visible and defining your new category, again, by having a strong point of view about what exists and what you're looking to solve for it. Number 6, how do you communicate your brand point of view when you have both B2B and B2C audiences? This is actually a really interesting one. While the direct message could be tailored to each audience, for your brand point of view in an ideal world, you want something that speaks to both audiences. So you're not planning your brand point of view to be for a specific demographic. You want it to be for a psychographic. And that means that you need to really ask yourself, what is it that my audience shares, whether they're on the B2B side or the B2C side? And finally, maybe one of the most common, what is the biggest mistake that small businesses make in terms of their brand? Is that they try to be all things to all people. That creates a lot of inconsistencies across their branding. We're not just talking their messaging here. We're not just talking their visual identity. I'm saying literally everywhere across their customer journey. And successful branding is about knowing who you are and, more importantly, who you're not. Stay focused on speaking to your people so that they can feel seen by you.